Hey everybody, Jesse Williams here with the Southern Backwoods Oracle, coming to you for the weekly card reading. I did also want to say that I'm going to plan to try to get an update video sometime here soon. But in the meantime, let's do this weekly card reading and see what this week is going to hold in these cards. All right, y'all, the card to focus in on this week, the energy that we're supposed to be moving towards is the Heart of the Grove reversed. We actually recently had the Heart of the Grove card, but for those of you that missed that week, here is what it looks like. It's this opening in the forest with forest kind of all around, but there's this explosion of light just kind of moving into it with these little sparkly firefly fairy things everywhere. And in the middle, if you look closely, you can see there's a tree that has a carving of a heart with my parents' initials in it. When I was young, my parents had actually carved a heart in a tree with their names in it, like in the 70s. When I was a child, it was still there. It was almost like this like sacred place to go to. It was sadly taken out with Hurricane Katrina. But I want to talk a little bit more about the inspiration behind this card. Whenever I was working on the deck, this is actually one of the last cards that I did. Because I got through, I looked at all the cards that I've made, and I thought there is an element missing here that I really want. And that was like a really strong love and connection card. And so I decided to make this like this unifying card. This card of like explosion of the universe and everything comes together and everyone feels connected. Because isn't that what love is? Isn't that the lover's card? So that's what I did. So that's the story behind that card. But let's talk about what this means for us this week. So, like I said, this card is a card of oneness and connection and unity. It's a card of alignment and love, but it's reversed for us this week. When it's reversed, we get much more of a feeling of not being in alignment, not feeling welcome. We feel a lack of unity, a lack of love. So, how does that translate to a challenge or a message for us for this week? I think for me, this card is calling for us to get up, get out of that situation where love is no longer being served. Do you feel like there's coldness, that there's a lack of unity, that something feels out of alignment? Get out of that situation. Disconnect yourself from that. It reminds me of a quote from Nina Simone. You have to learn to get up from the table when love is no longer being served. That is the message for this week. When love is no longer being served, we get up from that table. Why? Because you deserve to be on a path where you feel aligned. Why? Because you deserve to be welcomed. Why? Because you deserve love. Because you're human. So, look around you. What tables are you sitting at where you feel are not in alignment for you? Where you feel a lack of love? Where you don't feel welcome? Identify what those are this week. And then get the up from that table. Leave that table. You're not welcome there. Love isn't there. Find the table where love is being served. That's your challenge for the week. I hope everyone has a very empowering week where we embrace ourselves and what we need and what we deserve, and that you have a great one. I'll see you next time.